Walk into a crowded dinner party. There is music, the smell of food, and the overlapping sound of 30 different people talking at once. For most of the people there, the experience is manageable because their focus is narrow. They notice who is speaking, what they are wearing, and the literal meaning of the words being exchanged. This is a lineal cognitive process. The brain treats social cues as direct inputs. A laugh indicates a joke. A handshake indicates a greeting. For 98% of the population, the social reality of a room exists almost entirely on this surface level. But for a small minority, that same room feels much louder. You might find yourself tracking the stiff posture of the host, or a sudden cooling shift in the energy between two colleagues who are still politely nodding at each other. Because this level of perception is invisible to others, it is often dismissed. You are told you are overthinking the situation, or that you are simply too sensitive to the environment. However, clinical studies into emotional intelligence reveal that these observations are often highly accurate. Researchers have identified a specific 2% group whose brains do not just observe social cues, they map them with a precision that the average person reserves for complex logic. This ability to read a room is the result of a specific perceptual framework, calculating human reality through multiple layers of data at once. This flowchart represents linear emotional processing. It relies on a 1-to-1 ratio. You see a smile, and your brain logs a single data point, happy. A gifted emotional mind operates through multidimensional thinking. The moment you enter a room, that flat logic tilts and expands into a 3-dimensional matrix. The mind begins processing dozens of variables simultaneously. It tracks the micro-expressions of a face, the specific resonance of a voice, and the minute physical distance between every person in the room. These variables are instantly cross-referenced against historical context and relational dynamics. The mind isn't just seeing people, it's seeing the invisible web of history and intent connecting them. You aren't just looking at the room, you are actively calculating its emotional geometry. This allows you to bypass the social script and see the actual motives driving the people around you. Sustaining this level of calculation requires a massive amount of internal neurological bandwidth. This data comparison shows the difference in reception. The top wave is the standard emotional baseline. The bottom wave shows how the 2% experience the world, feeling every shift in the room with much higher intensity. This biology creates a deep perceptual radar. It picks up on the subtle frequencies of human behavior that others are physically unable to detect. The result is a capacity for empathy that is rooted in raw data. You understand exactly how someone feels because your system is absorbing their emotional output in high resolution. This depth allows for profound connection, but it functions like a sensor that can never be turned off. In engineering, even the most complex frameworks have a structural load limit. If you put too much weight on the system, it begins to fail. A gifted mind is under constant pressure, absorbing the ambient anxieties, hidden frustrations, and unspoken fears of everyone nearby. This creates a mechanical overload. When the volume of incoming emotional data exceeds your ability to process it, the system begins to redline. Your internal state becomes crowded. Your own thoughts are drowned out by the heavy emotional weight of the people around you. The very mechanism that allows you to read a room with such precision is the same one that leads to total cognitive exhaustion. This leads to a specific form of isolation. When you can see into everyone else, but they can only see the surface of you, life feels overwhelming and lonely. You possess the tools to understand almost everyone you meet, yet you may find that almost no one truly understands you in return. If you recognize these traits in yourself, start by viewing your intuition as a high-bandwidth data stream rather than a personality flaw. Instead of trying to be less sensitive, focus on managing your energetic bandwidth and choosing which rooms are actually worth reading. You have to learn to tune your internal dial, preserving your ability to see the world in 3 dimensions without letting the weight of it crush you.